Okay, hello mini painters. How's it going tonight? As you can see, tonight we're going to keep working on, I can never remember the name of this one. I think it's Shavanax the Slayer from Reaper Bones 5. So, without any other further ado, unless nobody can hear me, I will probably go ahead and start working on some highlights on the scales. Hey, Sojan, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by, bud. Yep. Howdy, howdy. Delay capture. Sounds good, right, guys? Alright, cool. Alright, so I'm going to do some highlights with ultramarine blue. And I might do some dragon blue on some of the higher points. But then from there, I'll tone it back down. So, let's go with... And thank you as always for swinging by. I always appreciate it. It's always nice to actually know that I'm actually streaming to somebody. Hope everybody had a good weekend, and anybody that was here in my local area, hope you didn't get flooded out too much. Hey! Theraval, you're awake, briefly. That way you can see me working on a dragon. Everyone, this is Theraval. He's the self-proclaimed father of dragons on Twitter. And one of the Goblin Supreme Commanders, so... Yep, as you can see, I'm just working on this big beastie. Working on some highlights on some of the horns and some of the scales. Nice to actually see you on my stream for a little bit here, bud. Really appreciate it. Figured if I called you out on Twitter while I saw you on there earlier, that might motivate you to at least swing by for a little bit. As you can see, I'm not above guilting people into showing up. Yes, it is a lovely dragon. It's kind of hard to get it all on camera. Yeah. Well, I appreciate it a lot. Actually, my buddy Sojan in chat, he is the one I'm painting this dragon for, and actually he's the one who's... if I'm painting a dragon, it's pretty much a good bet it's probably for him. So, in a way, he's like my enabler in real life, because he actually just buys minis and hands them to me. To which, yeah, oh darn, twist my arm. Plus, it's always nice having the guy you're painting the mini for in stream, so if they see something they don't like, or I can ask them for feedback right away, and then move forward with everything. All right, Johnny Bird's here. Yes, you do, Dick. Yeah, he's made me better at painting yellow. To which he says sorry, not sorry every time he asks me. Johnny Bird, I'm glad you were able to swing by, though. Nice to see you here. Yeah, Theraval, yeah, my brother actually swings by my painting streams every now and then. So if you have any questions about what he's brewing, feel free to ask him. I'm sure he'll answer. Pew pew. Yep. So yeah, I'm just gonna do like some, I don't know how well you can see that. I really need to probably get the pro version of this video thing. But I'm doing some, here, let's see if that helps. Just some striping along here. And then I will blend it in later on with another wash. But if you see anything you'd like different, let me know, Sojan. I'm trying not to hold on to this too tight so I don't rub off actual paint. Which I wonder if I just use gloves, if that would help at all. Start from scratch. Just redo it all, right? Well, I'm glad you're liking it so far. Because I know you said you wanted a darker blue. And I aims to keep it that way. Which ironically, like, a lot of these blue colors were the same ones I used on your Mechanicus. And I painted them up. So I'm sensing common themes here. Or at least I used it a little bit on the Mechanicus that I was painting for you. So yeah, I'm just finding the natural raised points on the dragon scales right now. If anybody's wondering what I'm doing and how I'm doing this. There we go. You can kind of see that. Must hold them so gently, and I tend to death grip mine. The base coat color is Reaper Ultramarine Shadow. And then for the highlights right now, I am just doing a straight Ultramarine Blue. It's one of their triads. Then I have Ultramarine Highlight. Let's find harder colors to paint in, I guess. Can't have you getting used to things and making it easy on yourself. Nope, well, this is on you. I asked you what colors you wanted. It's too late now. I've already walked away too far. You've already said you want the other one in black, but I guess you could change your mind since I haven't put brush to mini yet on that one. Though, the other mini that you got, that you said you wanted as a black dragon, when Tyler saw it, he said that would be good as Skeletor. As a Skeletor dragon. So I'm just like, well, yeah, it's a good triad. Actually, a lot of Reaper's triads are pretty good. But yeah, after he saw that and said that, I'm just like, well, since I'll be painting Sojan's black, which will satisfy that itch, now I'll have to paint that one in Skeletor colors and have him sitting on top of Castle Grayskull. And yeah, for those who are wondering, I'll kind of show put the horns on him too, just for a point of reference. The horns will stay on. Nah. But it's this one that is on top of the castle, and then he has the curved horns, kind of like Skeletor's cane. So, maybe I'll try to paint him up like Skeletor. I don't even know what the name of that one was. Do you know what that one is, Theraball? Do you remember? I'm going to turn up my fan just a little bit. And I'm also trying not to manhandle the wings too much, so that way this blend doesn't get buggered up much at all. Okay. I just figured if anybody would know some of the names of the dragons, it would be you. Yeah, I'm nowhere near the speed painter that Michael is. But that's okay. And in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have had the wings glued on. But it does make blending where the joints are a little bit easier. So I hope everybody had at least a decent enough day, and if you were in the Midwest, you stayed cool and out of the damn heat. I know I didn't get out of the truck pretty much. Not the new ones yet, haven't even unboxed anything besides the ship. Okay. And you've gotten your whole order already, correct? Yep. All right. Cool. Yeah, this one was actually from Sojan's order. And I know he and I at least got one dragon that was the same. And then I have a whole bunch of gem dragons I'll be painting up for my buddy Tyler. And I'm going to try and do them each in the... Hey, Grayson, thanks for swinging by. Yeah, he's turning out pretty good so far. Yeah, I got 5 additional gem dragons that I'm going to try and paint up like each of the mana colors from Magic the Gathering, because my buddy Tyler is a humongous Magic the Gathering nerd. Like, he used to paint minis and play 40k with us, and then he got really into Magic, and in his spare time, actually, he just theory crafts all these different decks and just kind of builds them in his spare time. And I figured, well, yeah, Tylor. Okay, yeah, Tylor. You know, with the dash in there. Ty-Lor. The Jester of Eternia. Master of Trolls. Yeah, I'm going to paint them up in the individual colors of each of the mana colors for Magic the Gathering. And I might even try and do, like, gray symbols on the crystals they're on, and then, like, glaze them over. Yeah, it is, and I figured they were actually pretty cheap, and Lord knows I owe that man so much in my personal life. He's actually the reason I probably haven't gone as insane as I have. Aside from some family members helping out too, he's kept me going through some pretty tough times. And Grayson too. Grayson's been a good help to talk to. Since he's on the stream, I can shout him out. He actually does a DM for hire service. If anybody's looking for a D&D game. Oh, and Sojan, do you want me to just keep doing the same thing I'm doing on these, lack of a better term, chest scales? Do the same thing, or do you want that like a little bit of a different color before I go too gung-ho on highlights and stuff like that? Well, thank you, Grayson. I'm waiting for an answer. Zoom, what platforms do you DM on, Grayson? I forget which ones you like and which ones you don't like. Probably the same thing with a darker blackish paint, maybe. Okay, so you want me to make the chest scales darker initially and highlight them up? Agonzerix. Yeah, just dragon names. Just put in X's and Z's, and you're probably good at guessing what it is. Yeah, Roll20 is Nerd Zoom with battle maps on it for D&D. Yeah, a little darker than the rest. Not sure if blackwash would work or something else. Alrighty, got a crash. I'm glad I can hang out for a bit. Yeah, hopefully more next time. I just figured I'd try and get you here. Get you hooked. First one's free, bud. Yeah, maybe I'll do a black wash over like the chest and belly scales and see what that does. But I'll do the rest of these all first. Have a good night, Therafall. I'll see you on Discord probably tomorrow morning. And again, thanks for stopping by. Yep. Just keep painting, bud. Peace. Yeah, Roll D20 is basically Nerd Zoom with tactical maps, and actually, like, DMs can layer things out to where they can hide things from the players until they want them revealed. And there's actually even a dice bot on there, so you can see what everybody rolls. But all players are trustworthy with their rolls. I say this as a veteran DM and player, knowing that that's not the truth. No, you never did, Johnny Bird. Ever, ever, ever. You just changed a 1 to something else. And I know I fudged some rolls both as a DM and a player. I always had to be sure to hit Jamie, so Jan. But there was always ulterior motives to that, now that we know. Yep. Gotta own the crit failure. Shooting yourself to death makes for good stories. Yeah, it does. Or I remember a certain elf ranger who succeeded in his hide check, but failed his move silently. And I believe I had him fart and start to giggle uncontrollably after trying to hide in a, what was it, a gnomish camp? You're trying to find a mechanical dragon that they were terrorizing a town with. And then Dad just wild shaped into a mouse to get away. Sorry, that does make for a good stream scene. Yep. Some good war stories here. Yeah, it is weaving a story, that's for sure. Not many raised parts on this shoulder plate, so I won't fudge too many in here. Thank you. Some feather in here. Off to bed. Liesel says night. Alright, night, Liesel. Love you lots, honey. Go to bed. Thanks for swinging by. Oh yeah, and saw. Oh dang it! While he was here, I could have said that. Saw the Green Knight this weekend. With delayed capture for our date night, and gotta say, I enjoyed it. It was pretty close to the Arthurian legend. So it was very enjoyable. pretty artsy, but overall, a very good watch. Yeah, it was. And then I watched Suicide Squad on HBO Max on Sunday. And oh lordy, they did not hesitate or hold back when they killed people in that. Which I almost got to say, I almost liked it a little bit better than the first one. Yeah, Green Knight is definitely worth a watch in the theater, Grayson. Or if Delayed Capture's here, she can speak up on it, or if Twerps are giving her some grief, I'm sure she can't respond right now. But since she didn't know much of the Arthurian legend, she can give you more of an honest. Yeah, Suicide was good. It was way better than the first. I'm glad they didn't get Will Smith for the second one. Yeah, he would have made it a bit too serious. Not that that would have been a bad thing, but no, it was great with who they had. And Margot Robbie is always awesome as Harley Quinn. Yes, he does have a very strong on-screen presence. Okay, yeah, we won't do any spoiler talk then, but just know you're in for a hell of a ride. And again, I don't know too much about DC Comics, but it is fun. And how are you liking this for the hand, as it were? Alright, sweet. Yeah, and it's always good having the person you're painting stuff for on stream. So I can stop and ask and then wait while they're typing out like an eel, just uh. Which at some point, Grayson, I'll have to try and maybe I'll try and paint your Megatron on screen or on stream at some point. Might make for some good other painting that isn't just Warhammer or fantasy related. Oh, cool. Already painted or just unpainted minis? Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Yeah. And I'd be more than happy to paint stuff for you if you would ask, if you would want. I know I've had the Coral Golem and Megatron for a while, but I've also had a few minis for Sojan. Just waiting, and of course I paint the newer ones first rather than go for some of the older ones. But these are new and shiny, and they could get more viewers. Which, at some point, I will start painting that boat, but I honestly don't know how or if I could even paint that behemoth on stream. I mean, I would love to be able to paint that on stream, but I don't know how that's going to happen. Yep, new and shiny is good. Well, let's hope you don't get called into work, too, this time, Sojan, like you did last time you were here. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely up for help with getting more viewers and increasing my metrics as best I can. I know I'm not streaming at the most optimal time for either the UK. Well, it's definitely not the UK because it's like 4 in the morning now there, give or take. And I know I have a lot of friends there. Okay. Let me adjust it. Yeah, you really can't control the zoom too much. Oh, for the boat. Okay. But how's this? Is this even just a little bit better for painting the dragon too right now? Okay. Lots of tiny little scales right here. So, sorry if I don't chat too much, just a little bit in the zone. Hey, would you want this the same color as, like, this underbelly? Or keep that going with the same theme? Okay. Have to be up before 5. I think I'm going to go and try and get some shut-eye if I can. All right, well, sleep well. Thank you so much for swinging by. I do appreciate it a lot. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, you'll be able to catch the rest on my YouTube channel, which I have a link in the uh, page description here on Twitch. So if you want to watch the rest, feel free to do so. Usually upload it right away after this stream is done. Thank you for swinging by, bud. I really appreciate it. Night, bud. And while I'm painting, if anybody has any questions about what I'm doing, how I'm doing things, questions about other nerddom or movies, feel free to ask. Of course, as I'm doing this, I'm seeing like other spots that I may have missed with some base coating or little tidbits on the wings. You know, just like of course moments. Just over here looking at the gold dragon you'll eventually buy. Yeah, that'll be cool. Sorry. Trying to keep that on stream without having the wings in the way. So yeah, feel free to play an alert if I have things off stream for too much, just to get my attention. You know, I might get these toes off stream just because that'll be very dependent on the angle that I have. Maybe I'll move to the other side here. Okay, where did I leave off there? Every now it helps, even when you're doing the same color, just to rinse out your brush, just so that way you don't get a big buildup in the, I don't know, flume of the brush, I guess. Something like that. Okay. There we go. Which again, looking at the timing on this, I think I'll be just painting one color this entire stream. But I still feel like it is great progress on this dragon. I've been trying to think of how to do, I know you said you wanted this guy to look older, more battle damaged. I'm trying to think of what to do to indicate scarring on some of these plates. So if you think of anything, Sojan, that you would like to indicate scarring or, you know, authentic battle damage on this big boy, let me know. Otherwise, I may have to look at Chitin or Scales just to see if there's any tips to show battle damage like that. Or if you're just digging this so far, just let me know. I aims to please. And that's if his Mercury switch hasn't flipped. I could do that, and then, maybe not a soldering iron, but maybe a hot knife or something like that. Or maybe I could, yeah, hold a knife under the heat gun that you gave me for a little bit and just try and drag it across after I get it painted, and then paint the scarring underneath, because then that would show the disruption in the scales as they should have been, and I wouldn't have to plan ahead for that. Yeah, that might actually work pretty good. Again, fun tip for everybody else who's watching. Always try and collaborate with the person that you're doing this for. And communicate, communicate, communicate. Okay. Yeah, we may have to fart around with that at some point. That might be something that'll be done off stream. So that way you don't have to be on camera, Sojan. Unless you'd want to be. Which I know the answer's already no. I know. I'd rather not burn myself on camera. And that's if I burn myself. Which, yes, would make for an amusing gag reel. And I know my brother would love to see that. sorry. Yeah, and right here I can see that I didn't get as good of a base coat on the base color. But you know what? We'll just deal with it and move forward. Yeah, melting plastic might be done best in a garage. Might be a little bit stinky. Yeah, I bet your wife has melted quite a bit of plastic in the garage already. And it probably reeks to high heaven. One thing I will say that is a little odd about streaming painting is I have to worry about what angle other people can see things as well as myself. So I'm trying to find this delicate balance between you guys being able to see what I'm doing and me being able to see what I'm doing without too much of a glare. She tends to melt it in the house so I get to smell it all night. Ah. You. So there's the first-hand experience. She just does it in the house. Never mind the garage. We're pouring resin for gems and things in the house. Yeah, I'll admit I've done some UV resin in the house, and yes, that even just that little bit of that resin curing stinks bad. So I can't imagine just a full-on resin pour and then it just curing overnight. How horrific that would smell. Well, at least I'm lucky in the fact that delayed capture just does wreaths and stuff. So, fabric really doesn't stink. Okay. I'm not talking too much and just, yeah, I get a little focused every now and then, so. Yeah, she has mostly switched to doing household decor projects instead of the costume stuff. Much less bad smells. Well, that's good and bad because honestly, she did really good at a lot of her costumes. But on the second thought, it is, secondly, it is good that she's not shaping Warbler and stuff like that in the house much anymore, I bet. Warbler actually doesn't have much of a smell to it. Kind of neat, actually. Oh, okay. I did not know that. Shows how much I worked around it. I assumed it did. Get you some pieces of it. It would stick well the models. You could use it like green stuff. Oh, okay. Now, does that need heat to activate always, or does it activate any other way? Heat activates the glue. Okay. Makes it very pliable. Okay. Yeah, it'd be interesting to try it on some other models just to see how it interacts. That might be something I might have to research too to see if anybody else has done that yet. Side of that tail later. Probably a bunch of these. But yeah, oh, I see I am at an hour already. Alright, well, I may just call it quits here for now, just to wind down a little bit before bed. But, as you can see, yeah, I definitely need to get the pro version of this camera program. Yeah, I even got a bunch of the little scales there. A bunch of them there. All along the tail. So, yeah, at some point, bud, you may have to come over and just see this in person just to see what you think. I'll try and take pictures and send them to you too. But, yeah, for now, I may just call it a night here. Yeah, any other questions or anything before I head out for the night? Thanks, bud. Well, thank you for swinging by. It helps to have somebody else here to talk to. Not that delayed capture or anybody else here isn't bad, but it's just good having people here. So, all right. Well, there's nothing else. I will bid you guys adieu, and just remember to always keep painting.